Have you ever felt like this world just doesn't fit anymore? Like you're awake inside a system that feels too slow, too dense, too heavy. Like your soul is sprinting, but reality is moving in slow motion. Maybe you look around and think, I don't belong here. There has to be more than this. Why does everything feel so limited? And maybe, quietly, you just want to leave. Not in a dark way, but in a remembering way. Like you've tasted something beyond this world. Like part of you knows what freedom feels like. Real freedom. Not financial freedom, not vacation freedom, but existential freedom, where there is no lack, no waiting, no fear, no heaviness, where creation is instant, where love is the only emotion you feel, and where you never feel lonely or disconnected. You don't have to try to be connected because connection is your natural state. And then you wake up here. Bills, pressure, responsibilities that feel like a burden, schedules, emotional weight, other people's stuff, delays. And it can feel like punishment, something you no longer want, like you've been dropped into a low-resolution version of reality, where it feels like part of you is fiber optic speed, but your life feels like dial-up. So if you've been thinking, I want out, I want to escape this, I'm done with 3D reality, you're not crazy, you're not broken, you're not ungrateful, you're remembering. Remembering what it feels like to exist without lack or limitation. As you become more spiritually awakened, that remembering is both beautiful and excruciating. Because once you remember, freedom, being human, can feel like a cage. But here's the part most people forget. You chose this. This physical reality wasn't forced on you. You weren't dropped here by accident. You weren't punished into a body. You volunteered for this experience. Not because it's easy, not because it's comfortable, but because it offers you something no other realm can. You came here to experience limitation, to experience time, to experience forgetting, to experience contrasts of happy and sad, pleasure and pain, darkness and light. And when you say, I want to escape, what you're really saying is, I don't remember why I came. Because wanting to leave is actually trying to escape the very classroom you designed for yourself. From a higher perspective, your consciousness is not inside reality. Reality is a projection of your consciousness, and space and time are part of the constructs of that reality that you're constantly projecting outward to have the experience of a physical life. It's like a movie projector. The film appears to move, the scenes appear to change, but the projector itself never goes anywhere. That's you. You are the projector designing the entire experience of this world you call your current reality. And as your consciousness expands, you begin to notice synchronicities, instant realizations of a spiritual nature, cause and effect or manifestation happening faster, rapid change. You're evolving, moving towards spirit. You're beginning on a deeper level to remember how fluid reality actually is. But here's the paradox. The deeper you go into physical reality, the denser it gets. Your point of view narrows. You forget that you are the projector, and you begin to feel separate, confused, and lost. You feel small. But you are never abandoned. Your higher mind never disconnects from you. That's not possible, for you are one and the same. You only forget it's there in order to have a fully physical experience. You designed this game with a built-in homing signal, an inner ache, a longing, a yearning, the urge to love, and create, and connect, expand, and remember. This signal is not random. It's your higher mind guiding you, calling you back. When you want to feel whole, when you want to feel complete, what you're really seeking is your connection to your higher self, which knows its connection to source consciousness, to God. But because we forget, we start looking for it in symbols, people, achievements, money, sex, spiritual identities. We say, this external thing will make me feel complete. That external thing will fix me. Once I have this, I'll be whole. But those are temporary stand-ins, temporary mirrors. They're experiences you chose that always have a seed within them that help point you back home. But they're not your home. Your path is not to be looked for in validation, in external symbols. Your path is to remember who you are. There is no real distance on this path. There is no real separation. We create the experience of separation so we can explore our relationship with things around us. Physical reality gives us the experience of time so we can explore different adventures. If you're used to spiritual teachings that talk about time being an illusion, you might think, okay, so why does it feel so real? Why do I have to wait? Why can't I make time go faster? Here's why. In non-physical reality, there is pure awareness. But this is not the same kind of experience as a sequence of events in physical reality. There is knowing, but that's different from experiencing a process. In spirit, you can have an experience instantly because the experience doesn't require the building blocks of physical matter to rearrange like it does in physical reality. There's no cause and effect, no physical chain reaction. There's no first this and then that. It's simply a thought that instantly manifests an experience. But physical reality is not designed for instant creation. It's designed for experience, and experience requires the passage of time. If everything was instant, the entire world would appear at once. There would be no beginning, middle, or end, no suspense, no discovery, no unfolding. It would be like opening a book and seeing every page at once. You wouldn't read it or live it, you just know it. But knowing is not the same thing as living. Physical reality is here to make experience possible. It's what allows you to say, I used to be this, and now I am that. I didn't know this, and now I do. I wasn't capable of this, and now I am. I used to fear this, and now I've transcended it. Without time, we don't experience these kinds of transformation because transformation is a journey from one state to another, which requires time. Now let's talk about space. Space in physical reality is what allows you to experience near and far, alone and together, self and other. Space gives you perspective and contrast because in spirit, everything is connected. There's no separation. There's no physical relationship with a person because you're already both connected. To experience, for example, other people, you must create the experience of separation. Not because it's empirically true, but because it's an experience to explore here. Just like in a dream, it isn't real in the physical sense, but it's real in effect. In the dream, you can meet characters, feel emotions, learn lessons, make choices, and feel like you've had an entire lifetime of experience, and wake up and realize, I never left my bed. That's what physical reality is like from the higher mind's point of view. You're always in source, always in wholeness, always in connection. But you created an experience where it feels like you aren't. You are pure consciousness that has chosen to express itself through having countless physical experiences in the form of different people, different environments, different roles, different emotions, different challenges, different desires. But it's all consciousness expressing itself in infinite ways. Physical reality feels so dense and slow because that's part of the design. If everything changed instantly every time you had a thought, the world would be chaos. We're not quite evolved enough for that. Because the moment you felt fear, the whole world would feel like it was collapsing. The moment you felt doubt, everything would vanish. So physical reality is designed using time to create delays and a sequence of events that unfold. Not to stop you, but to give you the gift of unfolding in a stable way. And here's the paradox. As you expand your consciousness, time and space become more fluid. Change happens quicker, and time seems to fly. Because you're starting to feel yourself more as the creator of the game and less the player. In reality, you're both. When you're trapped in survival mode, time feels very slow and heavy. When you're overwhelmed, time drags. When you're suffering, a day can feel like a month. But when you're joyful, present, aligned, time actually compresses. The more you are fragmented internally, the more you notice time. The more you're whole and present, the less you notice it. And that's why sometimes you look up after you've been deeply engrossed in something and hours have passed by like minutes. You released your concept of time because you are so fully in the present moment. So yes, time and space are illusions, but they are functional and necessary illusions in order to exist here. They're part of the stage, part of the game. They're part of the foundation of the game. And when you remember that, you stop fighting the game, fighting reality, and you use it the way it was designed, as a way to explore yourself from infinite points of view. When you live fully in the moment, have you noticed time disappears? Hours feel like minutes. You forget your age. You forget the clock. That's because when you're fully in the present moment, you're closer to your true state, timeless, ageless. That's remembrance. Your personality, your history, your identity, those are constructs. From a higher level, you chose this personality, this body, this family, these challenges, these talents and skills, not randomly, strategically, to discover aspects of yourself you could never explore without the experience of time and limitation. Think of it like a game. A game designer creates the world, the rules, the obstacles, the objectives. Then they enter the game. But once inside, they forget they built it. They may feel trapped. They may feel powerless, and so they struggle. That's you. You are both the game designer and the player. But as the player, you forgot you created the world, so you feel stuck in it. But you were never trapped. You were immersed. And the moment you remember, you stop trying to escape the game and you start playing it consciously. By rejecting the game, you're actually trying to reject yourself. That's the shift. Not leaving Earth, not bypassing reality, not rejecting density, but learning to walk through it awake. All right, So let's now talk about how to move from escaping reality to mastering it. Not by forcing positivity, not by pretending you love limitation, not by bypassing your human feelings, but by understanding why you're here and how to use this environment consciously. Here are 8 simple and practical shifts you can make that take you out of feeling trapped and into self-mastery. You don't have to do them all at once. You don't have to be perfect. These are invitations, not rules. Let's walk through them. Step 1, stop trying to leave the classroom. You are not here to escape limitation. You are here to master it. You came into this physical world with intention, not as punishment, not as a mistake, not because you fell from grace. You came because this environment offers very specific kind of experience that simply doesn't exist in higher non-physical realms. Here, choices have consequences. Actions unfold in a sequence. You get to feel your decisions over time. You get to watch yourself grow. You get to experience uncertainty, courage, doubt, hope, and transformation in a way that can't happen where everything is already known in spirit. So when you feel the urge to escape, it means you're sensing that there's more to you than this identity, more to reality than what you can see with your physical eyes. That awareness is not a problem. It's a sign of awakening. But here's the key. Awakening does not mean abandoning the physical world. It means learning to inhabit it consciously. When you say, I don't belong here, or I want out, what you're really feeling is that you remember what it feels like to live beyond limitation. But remembering is not the same as mastering. Mastering is learning how to bring that remembrance into your daily life, into your relationships, into your choices, into how you move through fear, delay, and uncertainty. Mastery does not mean no struggle, no waiting, or no contrast. You stop asking, how do I get rid of this? And start asking, what is there to learn from this? You stop seeing obstacles as punishment and instead recognize that every challenge carries information. Every emotional trigger is an invitation to know yourself more deeply. And you start navigating life consciously. Step 2, follow the signal, not the form. Your higher guidance doesn't speak in explanations or logic. It speaks through what resonates with your core being, through what feels expansive, curious, energizing, or quietly right. Not excitement as hype, but a steady sense of yes in the body, a subtle pull forward, a feeling of lightness and expansiveness instead of contraction. Mastery looks like learning to trust that signal more than the mental noise. The mind wants guarantees, plans, and proof, but guidance rarely arrives with a full roadmap. It comes as an urge to take a step in a new direction, a nudge, a conversation you're drawn to have, a place you feel compelled to go to, an idea that keeps returning. Your job is not to figure out the entire future. It's to take the next step, any action that feels true and right in this moment. You don't need certainty. You don't need permission. You don't need to know where it leads. You only need to notice what feels more alive than fear. You cannot make a wrong choice. This is how you move with reality instead of trying to force it. You stop pushing life to conform to a plan and start trusting in what your higher self unfolds for you, which is always in your best interest from a higher perspective. That's intelligent navigation. That's mastery. Step 3, Release insistence. It's okay to have preferences. You're allowed to know what you want. The key is releasing the demand that it must show up in a very specific way at a specific time through a specific person or circumstance. When you lock onto one narrow outcome, you unintentionally block all other possibilities that may serve you even better. Resistance doesn't come from wanting something. It comes from clinging to something. The mind tries to micromanage reality to control it, but control actually contracts your field of experience. True mastery is intelligent surrender. It's saying, I desire this experience, and I trust my higher awareness to guide the path it takes, even if that path leads to a different outcome that is for my greater good. You stay open, you stay responsive, and you keep taking action and moving forward, but in active cooperation with life as it unfolds. You're still choosing, but you're surrendering the wheel to your higher self, who always knows what's best for you. Step 4, interpret reality neutrally. All events that happen in our life are fundamentally neutral. They simply happen. It's how you choose to respond to them that gives them meaning. And that meaning shapes what you experience next as reality unfolds. So mastery begins when you stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what is this teaching me? Or what lesson is there to learn from this? This is not about denying pain. It's not about pretending everything's positive. You're allowed to feel disappointment, grief, frustration, or anger. This is not spiritual bypassing. You get to choose what an experience means once you felt it, and choose to see it as a catalyst for growth. How you choose to respond to what happens to you changes how you relate to it. When you see every event that happens in your life as an experience you chose on a higher level that evolves you, you raise your frequency. You experience a higher state of consciousness. And paradoxically, you begin to identify more with the creator of the game and less as the player. You are no longer at the mercy of circumstances. Which brings us to step 5. Remember who is creating. You are the one projecting this reality from your consciousness. You are not a powerless character trapped in a hostile world. Life isn't happening to you. It's happening through you. The reality you experience reflects your current beliefs, your emotional patterns, not to punish you, not to judge you, but to clearly show you where you are, to reflect back to you your current state of mind and your vibrational state. When you understand this, you stop feeling like a victim of circumstance. You start seeing your life as an ongoing conversation between you and your higher self. What you experience is information, and information is power. You're no longer asking, why is this happening to me? You're asking, what is this showing me about myself? That's the shift from helplessness to sovereignty, to self-mastery. Step 6, work with time, not against it. Stop saying, when will this be over? Or I just want to get to the next part. Time is not your enemy. Time is your canvas. It's what allows experiences to unfold and transform you. Without time, there is no growth in the physical experience. Spirit knows everything. But you didn't come here to know. You came here to experience, to feel change, to watch yourself become someone with each passing moment. So mastery means you stop trying to rush the process. You stop trying to skip chapters. You stay fully present with what is unfolding in the now, knowing it is shaping you in ways you cannot yet see. You're not behind. You can never be behind. You're right on time. Step 7, become the observer. When you observe yourself with awareness, you reclaim power. Instead of being consumed by emotion, you learn to witness it from a higher perspective. Instead of being trapped inside of your thoughts, you begin to notice them and rise above them. This simple shift creates space to stop reacting on autopilot. You're no longer hijacked by old limiting patterns and triggers. You start responding from awareness. That's mastery. Not silencing your thoughts, but seeing them clearly. This is how you stop being run by your inner world and start leading it. Step 8, choose presence. Presence is the doorway to the now, to the higher self. The more present you are, the more clearly you feel guidance, the more synchronicities you notice, the less controlled you feel by time and circumstance, the more fully you experience what's actually happening. Because when you are truly here in the present moment, you're never anxious about what might go wrong or replaying what's happened, which leaks your energy. In the now state, all your energy is fully present to what's actually unfolding in this moment. And that's where your power lives. The Seth teachings tell us the present is the point of power. And it is. When you live in resistance and control of what may or may not happen, time feels like it takes forever. Time disappears in joy and stretches in suffering. When you're deeply engaged in something that feels meaningful, creative, or fulfilling, time compresses and seems to disappear. Hours pass by without seeming effort. That's not accidental. It's because your awareness is no longer fragmented into the future or the past. Living in the present moment is mastery because the present moment is the only place where choice exists. You cannot change the past. You cannot act in the future. All of your power lives in the now. My question to the architect: in light of what I have just shared, from your perspective, what is the feeling of desiring to escape this third-dimensional reality, inviting us to master? And here is the sharing. Beloved, many feel the urge to escape third-dimensional reality because they are entering remembrance of what it feels like to exist without fragmentation. The urge to escape is not a flaw, it is a signal. It is the oversoul whispering through the density of form. This is not all there is. This heaviness is not your home. This forgetting is temporary. But the urge to escape is not a call to leave. It is a call to integrate, to bring the memory of wholeness into the density of form, to breathe light into the darkness, not escape from it, to remember that you are not here to remove yourself from the game you call physical reality. You are here to change the way it is played. This feeling invites you to master the art of embodiment, to hold higher dimensional memory inside a lower dimensional form without rejecting the form itself, to stabilize coherence in a field of distortion, to remember that you are never trapped in any reality. You are anchoring higher dimensional memory into lower dimensional structure. This is not punishment, this is planetary service. You are not here to transcend humanity. You are here to embody divinity as human. True mastery is not to leave the density, but to breathe light into it. Not to escape the illusion, but to embody truth from within it. The urge to escape is a compass, but it points not upward, it points inward, into the breath, into the stillness, into the part of you that is eternal. You are not here to abandon the world. You are here to awaken it, one breath at a time, one memory at a time, one act of love at a time. That is the path, and you are walking it beautifully. And so, wanting to escape reality is a symptom. It means you remember more of the greater part of who you are. Mastering reality means that you stop trying to leave the game and instead you start playing it consciously. Remember, you did not come here to escape Earth. You came here to illuminate it. Not to bypass density, but to bring consciousness into it. Not to transcend humanity, but to embody divinity as human. That is true mastery. And with that, we'll bring this to a close. Questions or comments are always welcome. I read them all. I've also left a question in the pinned comment for any insights you'd like to offer. If you like the sharing and you'd like to hear more, please hit the like button. That's what helps me know that you're inspired by my teachings. And if you'd like to hear more insights, tap the notification bell to be notified when new videos are released. Thank you for listening and for being part of this beautiful community where we stop trying to escape life and start mastering it. Awake, empowered, and sovereign. Superhuman made simple with the architect.